Good day and welcome. Deputy Mayor Steve Berry for the Town of Yarmouth here, welcoming you to the third annual African Heritage Month celebration for the Town of Yarmouth. This year we had to do virtual once again, and I'd just like to welcome you. I'm coming to you from East Street down in South End Yarmouth, and many of you wonder maybe what this building is behind me, but this is known as a Sharon Assembly, or the Rose of Sharon. This is a historical black church in Yarmouth that was quite popular years ago. Reverend Nathan Smith and many others from our black community attended here, and I thought it was important to start things off with a little bit of our own culture. You'll notice that video that we're doing today has a lot of local heroes. So many times when we make these videos, we include the Martin Luther King and the other things, Rosa Parks, and not that they're not important, but we have our own rich history right here in Yarmouth. And over the next little bit, you're going to see our 4 local schools with our own students who highlight it, the important efforts of many people who come right from our own area or our own province. So thank you to the students and the staff who submitted videos and who took the time out to highlight this important time, this important month. And thank you to the Town of Yarmouth for seeing the importance of this and once again supporting this for the 3rd year in a row. So sit down, kick back, and please enjoy the next little bit of some quality local African Nova Scotian history. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Pam Mood, Mayor of the beautiful town of Yarmouth. It's an honor and a privilege to be able to take part in celebrating African Heritage Month 2022. The theme this year is Through Our Eyes, the Voices of African Nova Scotians. I love this theme because it encourages us to listen to the stories, the experiences, and the realities that are lived by our African Nova Scotian community. It brings me back to my childhood, actually, when we didn't have all this technology. And what we ended up doing is sitting across the table from each other and with wide eyes and open ears, we heard the stories, we learned from them, we listened, we shared, and we're each richer for it. This is such an amazing opportunity to do the same, and in the process, gain a more meaningful understanding of our African Nova Scotia friends and neighbors. In the meantime, I wish you each a wonderful African Nova Scotia History Month.
Breaking news. Oh, hello? Okay. We interrupt this program for another important message. Breaking news!
Black woman hauled out of theater and arrested.
An African Nova Scotian has refused to give up her seat for her rights against racism. This happened at the Roseland Theatre in New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, on November 1946. You're probably wondering why she was there and what's her name.
Her name is Viola Desmond, and this is what happened to her. She was heading to Sydney to sell some of her beauty products, but on her way, her car broke down. So because she was in a rush, Viola went to the repair shop. The problem was that the auto repairman said that her car will only be done the next day. In the meantime, she walked to the Roseland Theatre to watch a movie.
Viola Desmond tried to buy a downstairs ticket, but the worker sold her an upstairs ticket, but she sat downstairs anyways. Then one of the ushers came to her and checked her ticket. They told her she had an upstairs ticket and said that she had to move. Instead, Viola went to pay the extra fee for the downstairs ticket, but the worker wouldn't sell it to her. So Viola went to the downstairs section. So the usher told Viola again that she had to sit with her people upstairs. Viola was furious and refused. Then the usher called the cops, which dragged her out of the theater, dropping her shoe and purse. Viola was sentenced to jail for a night. Then she was fined $20, which was a lot back then.
That's the story of Viola Desmond. Here are a couple answers to your questions and some facts. Did you know Viola Desmond has a hair salon? She does, and it's called Vi's Studio Beauty Salon.
Did you know Viola's dream was to make her own salon for all races? Viola accomplished her dream in 1937. Viola's salon can be located in Halifax on Gottingen Street.
Thank you for listening.
So Troy Lawrence is an influential African Nova Scotian that we have selected to feature here at Yarmouth Elementary School. We were excited to be able to feature one of our own Y-Town entrepreneurs. We want our students to have fun learning about Mr. Lawrence. So a choice board was created and classes selected an equal way to highlight Mr. Troy Lawrence and his many accomplishments. We hope you enjoy our presentation of Mr. Troy Lawrence through our eyes.
Hello and welcome to Yarmouth Elementary School. Our presentation is about Troy Lawrence.
Bienvenue à YES. Notre présentation est à propos de Troy Lawrence.
Troy Lawrence timeline. Troy Lawrence was born in Halifax.
Then he moved to Greenville, Yarmouth County at 5 years old. 1 to 52 black communities in Ninnis.
1983, he attended Acadia University.
Graduated Acadia University.
1997, went to Montreal to work for Michelin Tires. July 2014, opened Honeybees.
2015, returned to Halifax. 2017, moved back to Yarmouth.
2017 Chamber Commerce Award, Small Business of the Year Award.
2020 Entrepreneur of the Year Award with BBI Black Business Initiative for Nova Scotia.
2020 finished in the top 2% of 8,000 students at the University of Toronto.
3 facts about Troy Lawrence. Troy is co-owner of Honeybee Daily Juice Bar and Ice Cream Parlor in Dayton. He also brother named Sheridan Lawrence, who also owns a business in Yarmouth. He attended Acadia University.
2, 1.
Nous sommes dans la classe 3 et 4 immersion de Madame Chess.
Voici nos projets d'art de Troy Lawrence.
Nous l'avons fait avec des morceaux de papier déchiré.
Troy Lawrence has a wife, Sonia, and their 2 kids.
He was born in Greenville, Nova Scotia, moved to Toronto to attend university, lived in Montreal before moving back to Nova Scotia. Troy Lawrence owns Honeybee's ice cream shop with his wife. They sell ice cream and sushi.
Troy Lawrence loves fitness. He has won 2 awards for business. The flag represents Troy Lawrence culture.
It is 1982. We are at the Frostbar Tourist Bureau. Welcome back to the future.
Hello, my name is Marie Nickerson. How may I help you?
How do I find Yarmouth Elementary?
Please use Google Maps.
Hello, my name is Brent Desmond. How may I help you?
Where is South Church?
Please use Google Maps.
I'm Troy Lawrence. How may I help you today?
How can I find Honeybee ice cream?
To find Honeybee Deli and ice cream parlor, the best in Yarmouth, drive north along Main Street to Dayton. It's on the left.
Yum, yum. Thank you.
40 years ago, who knew that Troy Lawrence would be a successful business owner? And he knew all along.
Congratulations, Mr. Lawrence!
Congratulations, Mr. Lawrence, from Brent Jameson in grade 3.
Where is Troy Lawrence from? Let's take a look. Troy Lawrence was born in Halifax, Nova Scotia.
There are over 21,000 African Canadians in Nova Scotia.
When he was 5, Troy moved to Greenville.
Greenville is located in Yarmouth County and is one out of 52 African Nova Scotian communities.
Greenville is about 3 hours from Halifax.
We made this.
Yeah.
We made this poem of Troy.
Okay, Weston.
Talented, really often helpful. Yummy treats. T for Troy. T for Troy. L for Lawrence. Troy Lawrence.
Hi, we're in the class of grade 5 chirping and we made book covers for Troy Lawrence.
Today, we are talking about Troy Lawrence. He is a co-owner of a place called Honeybees here in Yarmouth. Honeybees is famous for their ice cream and sushi. Here is a Lego model of honeybees that we made.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Okay.
And so then.
And I'm gone.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking for Troy. Where can he be? I see ice cream for you and sushi for me.
Where could Troy be?
Honeybee!
De, un.
Elle s'appelle Monsieur Lawrence. Elle a des plumes et des antennes. Avec.
Superman.
Eagle bear. Unit M.
More. Hello, prepare a Spider-Man. Thank you, Saturday. Transform, turn, and more. I think my mask goes. Making voices and song activity at the most. Aider les gens pour bien manger.
Monsieur Lawrence est un super
Hello! Mr. Lawrence and Mr. Adam. Don't stop! We give you this trophy as a way to recognize all your accomplishments. And to say thank you for being a valuable and a kind member of Yarmouth. Thank you! We hope you enjoyed our video from the students of Yarmouth Elementary School. We salute Troy Lawrence for being such an influential African Nova Scotian.
My name is Raquel Thompson and I'm the principal of Meadowfields Community School. This year's theme for African Heritage Month is Through Our Eyes, Voices of African Nova Scotians. What better way to celebrate than having some of our curious learners ask questions to prominent TCR CE educational leader and also an active member in our community, Dawn Barry. Enjoy.
My name is Smile. What celebrations do your cultures have?
Okay, Samaya, my name is Don Berry, and I am from Yarmouth, Nova Scotia. And one thing that we normally we celebrate is Black History Month, and we're trying to make it Black History Month the whole year. We do celebrate Obama, because Obama was the first president of the United States, which was black. We do celebrate Martin Luther King. We celebrate all the inventors. If you think about, as a kid, we didn't learn any inventors that were black or of any kind of color. We just knew that they were inventors, but we didn't really realize they were from our background, our heritage, and our stuff like that. We also celebrate a lot of our elders, because our elders taught us all kinds of stuff that we really didn't know. And so it went from history to history to history. We were always learning from the older generation. Just as you get older and older and older, you'll learn more about your culture, and you'll learn more about different people in the world. Okay? We also, one good thing that I can remember that I'm proud of, that I was the first black counselor of Yarmouth, which is big for me. We also celebrate our Black National Anthem, and we do that during Black History Month, but we do it several times during the year also, just to incorporate stuff. We do celebrate Nelson Mandela, who was a person that believed in freedom for all. He believed in cultures working together and making our whole system improve through freedom and stuff like that. And one last, I'd like to think that we always celebrate family. We celebrate family, we celebrate different cultures, we celebrate different organizations that relate to bringing people together to be one. Okay? Good.
Hi, Kimberly. I want to know why Viola Desmond is on $10 bills.
Okay, first of all, this is Viola Desmond, and she's on her $10 bill. And the reason why she's being celebrated is because she was born in Halifax, and then she moved to New Glasgow, where she was a teacher, and she was a business owner, and she believed in beauty products, so she was doing a pretty good business there. One time, she went to a show, a theater, and where they were showing movies. And in that place, in her day and age, the black people were not allowed to sit in certain seats. So her being a person that wanted to push the system, decided that she was going to go down there and sit in those seats. When she went down and sat in those seats, she was arrested. Okay? And because she was arrested, it made quite a fuss on trying to make sure that blacks and whites can be treated the same way and have the same freedoms as white people. So what happened is, unfortunately, her being arrested really opened up a lot of doors. Like, for example, black and white people drinking from the same fountain, black women having an opportunity to vote. So that it really has changed our world on Nova Scotians, especially her being a local person, to fight the system. It went all the way to Supreme Court, and finally she won, and they apologized, and they did all kinds of great things. So we remember her because she was a person that made change. And when you make change in the world for everybody to benefit, it can be nothing but good. And I'm hoping someday you might make change. And you never know what changes that we have in us, that we'll make changes for everybody and make a better place for all of us to live.
Hi, my name is Charlie. At what age did you start working at schools? What was the first school you worked at? Tell us about your experience.
Hello, Charlie. My name is Don Barry. I'm pleased to meet you. I was 23 years old when I started working. It was in the year 1979. I started off a little bit subbing, but very, very little. When a job opportunity came up for me to teach grade 9 English, it was at, we used to call it the Yarmouth Junior High School, which was changed a different name after that, but eventually was tore down. My experience, I had to work several years before I was given an opportunity to get a permanent contract. So it might have been, I'm guessing 5, 6, 7 years of me getting a year's job and then fired, and a year's job and then fired, and a year's job and then fired. And finally, because I believe I was doing a great job, they finally gave me a permanent contract. My experience, I think that I've had some real good years, some real fun years with enjoying it myself. I think, I believe that students have learned from me. I believe that teachers and administrators have really learned all kinds of different strategies and ways to make learning fun for kids. I believe that through my experience to coaching and through my experience to teaching, that I have created a group of kids that come out of our world a lot better than what they were. I believe that we have so many people that have gone way and far and beyond in their education level to become teachers, lawyers, doctors. I can't guess how many people that have done so many jobs and that I was part of their life. And I look back of my experience, I'm going to say that I really enjoyed being an educator, being a family member, and being a referee. And I think that I have made a difference with all those groups of people that I've been involved with. And I still continue to learn. There's some days I go home and I'm thinking, how did I ever not learn this all these many years? But I think as a young person, you can grow and learn forever. Okay, nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. And Maya, how did people treat you around Yarmouth when you were growing up?
Well, Maya, pleased to meet you. I was born and raised in what we call the south end of Yarmouth. There are 3 parts of our Yarmouth when I was growing up. We called it South End, we called it Centertown, and we called it Milton. In the South End, a lot of us were poor. In the Centertown, we were called middle class, and as you move further up to the Milton area, we called them the rich. We didn't really know as a kid, was that true or was that not? We knew that there was definitely a division in the town. The next thing that happened, because of different classes, certain groups of people didn't dare to venture in the other person's area. So it became very scary, and it was a scary time in life. But since then, more and more people have moved throughout our whole complete town, and we became more culturally diverse, and more families are getting along. Like I said earlier, I was poor, and I lived in the poor part of town until I was in grade 5, and then in grade 5, something severe happened in my life where I was moved to another area and finally came back. Even though we lived in the south end of Yarmouth, a lot of us had lots of family friends. We were happy, we got along, we enjoyed each other. It was a great experience for me living in that part of town.
Hello, my name is Skylar, and my question is, did you get teased because of the color of your skin when you were growing up?
Hi Skylar, pleased to meet you. There's been several incidents that happened to me because of the color of my skin. So I'm going to describe 4 or 5, but there's been many others. So we'll start off with the first one that I wrote down, and it was one time a teacher made me stand up in front of the class and tried to get me to explain why my hair was naughty. It's because my hair was a great big huge puff. So I had what we call an afro. So I got up and made a joke of it because I was the only black student in that classroom. But it was if you look back at it now, you can think that that was a racial incident that happened. So it was because of the color of my skin. All my classmates were white. I was the only black kid in the classroom, and I had to get up and do that. The second incident that I wrote down here, the second incident was I was playing hide and seek. So if your parents will look at this, they're going to say hide and seek. They'll remember what hide and seek is. But a quick explanation of the game was that you and 4 or 5 or maybe 10 other friends would go hide. You would count like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up until 10, and then you would go search them, try to find them wherever they hid. So we went into a back of a lady's yard, and all of a sudden, now this was 5, 6, 7 black kids. And we went in the back of this lady's yard, and we were just playing, hiding behind trees, hiding under bushes, doing whatever. The police showed up, and they arrested us. They didn't take us to jail, but they took us home to our parents, who gave us quite a lecture, okay? I think the people thought they were there to break in their house. I think they thought they were there to steal stuff, but it was an experience that really stayed with me forever, okay? Another incident was that I was working at a bar as a bouncer, and I was offered as a manager to work at another bar. He was the manager of the time at the place. And at that particular place, what happened was, soon as the owner came back from his vacation or wherever, I was fired on the spot. And that was definitely because I was black, okay? Another incident was, for many years, when you go into stores, some people look at you, follow you around, and you don't know it. So I was followed around several times in stores. And the reason why they followed us around, because they thought we were going to steal stuff. So that really bothered me a lot. Basically, there's been so many incidents that I can remember as a kid that were related to my skin color. There were places where we went to certain schools, and they would call you the N-word, or they would call you any kind of bad slang that was used for black people when playing sports, and it really, really made an impression that you didn't want to go back to that area again, but you were forced to go back because of playing sports. So it's definitely been something that's been in our system for years. It continues to be in our system even to today, and I've been teaching in this profession for 43 years, and even before that when I was a kid. I'm just thinking how many times that I ran into some kind of racial incident. If I think about teaching in general, I had to wait. I was hired and fired, hired and fired, hired and fired for several years before I was proven enough that I was good enough to be a teacher even in our system today. So racism exists, and we're trying to make young people really think about how we can improve and how we can make it better for everybody. Nice meeting you.
Hello, I'm Chase, and I am wondering, what is a colored home for poor kids? What did you eat there?
Okay, Chase, I'm Don. Pleased to meet you. Colored home is a place that you go when agencies think that your family is poor and they neglect you, and meaning that you have a real hard life. It's a place where, when I was in grade 5, just finished grade 5, I went to what we call a Bible school for the summer. An agency came and picked me up and took me right straight to what we call the colored home. And the colored home is a institution which has a whole bunch of black families that are poor, just like I was. And they were put there to learn and eat and socialize. But we were put into a group home, so it's not similar to your family home, but picture 8 to 10 families living in one great big house. Okay, got that? We had playtime, we had fun times, we had an incident that really bothered me. Is while I was there, I was pushed against a table and I lost my 2 teeth. and I was without teeth for the rest of my life. So I have two spots that are completely gone because I was pushed against the table and I lost my teeth. But when you got there, you made lots of friends. So they were like your brothers and sisters, but not quite, because each of us were coming from different family names. So it's quite different than that. It was outside of Halifax, and it was in a rough neighborhood, but it was a real good experience for me to say that I went through it. What do we eat? Whatever you eat now, we ate then. Okay, so we ate exactly what you eat now. Like, so you say you had pizza, we had pizza. You say we had chicken, we had chicken. Okay, got that. Only time you didn't get something is if you did something bad, like say I was fighting. So sometimes if I was fighting with somebody else, then I would be put to bed with no supper. Okay, or something I'd eat that day. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward. It was just a great big huge house that housed all kinds of families, and we tried the best to get along. I had several brothers and sisters that were with me, so it was definitely encouraging to have my younger siblings with me at the colored home, and we all went through the same experience at the same time. Nice meeting you.
Hi, my name is Catherine, and can you tell us what it was like in foster care as a black child?
Okay, I started off from coming back, what we call from the colored home, when I was finished grade 5. So I got to my first foster family, and we really didn't get along, okay, because many incidents were happening in the house, and guess who the first person they picked on would be the foster child. Okay, got that. I shortly moved to another foster family, which was my first cousins. And they had several children, and most of them were boys, but they also had one girl. But they also had several other foster kids that they had fostered. I'm guessing way over 60. So they had an awful lot of kids that moved into that particular house. Living in foster care, once I got to the second home, it was very fun. However, you still had to respect your elders. You really had to listen. That I would say they were the people that pushed me to become a teacher. Many times through my education level, my English wasn't really great, especially in the writing field. Therefore, I wanted to quit, and they wouldn't let me quit. At the foster families themselves, they treated you well. I was well treated. We all had chores. I don't know if you have chores yet, but you're going to get them from your parents eventually. But in foster care, I would say that the only thing that I really didn't like about foster care is because when I was at Bible camp, they automatically took me straight to the colored home. So I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to my mom. And that made me sad for years. And that made me really hate the system. But I think in the long run, it was a good move because I did so well. And I would say that if I probably hadn't been in foster care, I wouldn't have achieved what I've achieved today. So foster care has been good, but there's been some good moments and some bad moments with almost anything we do in life. And if you can focus on the good, I think that's the most important thing.
Thank you for taking the time to answer our questions.
Okay, you're welcome. Nice meeting you.
You too.
Thank you for tuning in to our African Heritage Month celebration. I hope you enjoyed what our students presented to you. And I'd like to say thank you to Maple Grove, Yarmouth Central Elementary, Yarmouth High, and Meadowfields. I think it's very important to highlight all of our history, and not just in February, but year-round. And And I thank you once again to the students, to the town, and all those people who had anything to do with putting this forward. And most importantly, Black history is important all year round, not just in February. Thank you for tuning in, and look forward to doing this again next year, hopefully in person. Thank you.